Welcome to Kick 'em in the Head, where we are showcasing the pinnacle of amateur mixed martial arts, where skill meets spirit and champions are made. Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime as we bring you exclusive coverage of the MMASA National Championships. Welcome to the Kick 'em in the Head podcast. Today we're honored to have Preggy Valuyathum, a very special friend of the show and a pivotal figure in the MMA community, joining us to discuss the highly anticipated MMASA National Championship 2024. As the president of MMASA and chairman of MMAKZN, Preggy's leadership and expertise shaped the landscape of mixed martial arts in South Africa. With a background as a seasoned referee, Preggy brings a unique perspective to the table. Join us as we delve into Preggy's insights and excitement surrounding the championship and the future of MMA in South Africa. Preggy, as always, welcome to the Kicking the Head podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me out. Really awesome to have the opportunity to spread the good news. Just one quick correction. Vice President MMAS. I think I heard President. So, just to make a note of that.
Thank you for the correction. The Vice President of MMAKZN. So, Preggy, tell me, MMASA. So, Preggy, tell me more about the nationals that are going to be happening in Durban between the 18th and the 21st of April, because not a lot of people know exactly what the nationals are or even knew that MMA had nationals. So please tell us more about the event.
So basically, we have amateur nationals once a year in South Africa. So the purpose of the nationals is to feed athletes into the African MMA championships. And then from there, it will go into the World MMA Championships. So this is anything outside South Africa is IMF, International Mixed Martial Arts Federation. They're one of the biggest mixed martial arts international federations for amateurs. And so we participate in the Africa Championships. That's going to happen early in the following month, in May. And then we got Worlds in August and for youth, and then World Seniors is around the latter parts of the year. So what happens in the nationals, we select athletes, or in fact athletes from all different provinces get together, and then they participate, and then we find out who's the best amateurs in the country. And those athletes end up getting forwarded to or selected to participate and represent South Africa.
Phenomenal. And as we know, MMA is a growing sport. It's one of the newest sports in the world, if you will. So with that, what makes the nationals unique from all other forms of MMA competition? Because we have things we have promotions like the UFC, which everyone knows about, but specifically the nationals and fighting for your country. What makes this a unique tournament?
Okay, uniquely because firstly, it's for amateurs. Also, we do the different categories. So we also entertain youth from young as 12 years old. So youth A, B, and C, juniors and seniors. So it's the only tournament with all the youth and stuff that we actually participate in. And moreover, it's unique in the sense of any promotion has events. It's related to the 13 fights. I mean, we've close to 160 athletes from around the country that's participating, which includes the youth and seniors. And this is the only opportunity there. Mostly the youth will get to have a cross-provincial tournament, the juniors and the seniors. And we will know the best athletes. I mean, even with promotions, you match up and then they fight. Here, you're going to pick the best from Cape Town, best from Joburg, best from Durban, and the other provinces. And we put them together, and we'll know, I mean, benchmark them against each other, and we get the best.
So you've mentioned youth numerous times there. How important is it for youth to get involved in competitions like this and in trials like this in order for them to grow themselves into a career of MMA?
Ultimately, it promotes early start for the athletes. And there's not a lot of platforms for you to participate on, even provincially. I mean, even at your local, your local cities and stuff, there's like a very limited amount of youth events for the youth to participate. Also, it draws younger athletes to start participating in MMA. So by the time you become a senior or you reach pro, you already spent 6, 8 years as a youth, and you became a junior. So you're quite experienced in mixed martial arts, and you're fair. I mean, generally, I mean, when we started MMA, I was in my 20s. So my growth obviously stopped, or I mean, it was limited because if I learned from a younger age, I mean, I would be by the time I got to 18, I'm like I'd be something to talk about. And this is the opportunity we created for the youth. I know in previous interviews we touched on, like the danger and things like that for these youngsters, but it's all relative to their age, extremely safe and very, very well monitored and managed as well. So it's not a risk in the sense of you're going to get bashed like how you get bashed as a pro and things like that. With the youth, it's relative to their age, and certain submissions are not allowed and all, but we have discussed that, but hopefully that will be for another discussion.
So obviously the SA Nationals, that's the peak of performance at the national level for your country. But that then means that you then have the opportunity, if you're a fighter who's gone to nationals and succeeded, to then go international. Tell us more about the international MMA space in terms of competition and where these winners, the nationals, the people who are going to win, the kids, the everyone you've spoken about, where they're going to go, what space they're about to go into, fighting for their country at an international level. Give us some more insight on that.
Okay, the most exciting thing is the successful athletes that get selected for the national team will be awarded national colors. So that's an extremely high accolade for them. So once they get the national colors, they'll be in the national team. Then the first international event is the Africa Championships, and there you'll meet various athletes from different countries in Africa. Then they'll participate there against their counterparts, and then those will be the winners from that. Obviously, in fact, the winners from that will get a better placement in the World Championships in terms of their draws and things. But each country will know. I mean, we'll know who's the best in Africa. And then our athletes will end up going also to Worlds as well. So despite them not, if they win or don't win in Africa, they'll still get a chance to participate in Worlds because each country will still be able to put athletes forward.
That's phenomenal. And I think that's amazing because, and we've spoken to a lot of officials, a lot of refs over this past week, and sorry, not refs, coaches over this past weekend, people who are involved in the MMASA Nationals coming up. And the sense that I'm getting is that everyone's very optimistic about the opportunities that MMA gives to people, kids, people who are older, to let them have an opportunity, like you said, to fight for their country and get national colors in a sport that was previously seen as something that was barbaric, something that was savage, something that should not even be a sport. So it's phenomenal to see that MMA has gone from what it was to what it is now, helped on obviously by people like you who are helping MMA move forward. With that, my question is, as a ref in the sport, because as we know, you also are an official, how do you see yourself assisting the sport and at nationals with the youth that will be fighting there? How do you see the experience that you've gained internationally assisting them at a national level?
Obviously, with the nationals, we're more involved in the administration and setting up the event. Also, making sure that we pick the right officials and they rightly experienced. I mean, but in my sense, as an official, we always have to do out, but be impartial. Make sure safety is the highest priority, as always. So we just have to make sure that everyone adheres to the rules, everyone is in line with the expectation and stuff. So just managing ourselves in that sense. I don't know if I answered
From a
that
national
question.
Yes.
Uh,
From a national level, what successes have you seen having worked with MMASA over the past few years? Because we know for the most part it's a volunteer association and the costs are coming from those who are actually volunteering for the association. But what successes has the association seen and have you seen over the past few years? Because that is really where the inspiration is going to come from, or is coming from, for a lot of athletes who are actually seeing an organization assisting them in moving forward with careers to become professional.
mhm. Yeah, we just have to make it the most conducive environment. I mean, my success is to see an athlete develop from the youngest youth and becoming the most um, uh, the most achieved professional at one day, and I want to be a part of that. Every single contributor, it could be judges, it could be promoters, and all of that. Um, all we want to do is make sure that it's treated as a sport, and it has been. I mean, over the years that I have been involved, I mean, we constantly learning and developing ourselves to ensure that we create the most safe and impartial environment for every single athlete to learn and develop themselves. I mean, on the competition level, and then also there's coaching structures where the various coaches and staff get the expertise, and then we learn nationally and internationally. Every time we participate in events, we go for courses and all that to develop ourselves. So our success is just to see more kids. I mean, the event has grown over the years. As I said, this year we have close to 160, around 160 entrants already. And obviously also the fact that it's in Durban, we're going to do extra to make it very special, sunny city and all of that. So yeah.
That's phenomenal. And you've mentioned a few keywords there: development, development, development. Development is one of the keys to future success. And the work that MMASA has been doing over the past few years, I must commend. It's phenomenal. It's amazing, especially with how they've made sure that the industry has credibility. Because every MMA event I go to that is officiated or is under the umbrella of MMASA is well officiated, and you don't have any questions about the results. You're happy with the results because you know that it's a credible organization. So thank you guys very much for all the work you've done over the past few years to get MMA in South Africa to the level that it's at. So for anyone who's interested in finding out about MMA in South Africa, about the nationals, where can they find you on social media? Where can they get in contact with you guys?
Okay, MMASA does have a page, but they can always reach out to me personally. My Preggy Valuyathum is on Facebook. Yeah, so they can always inbox me, but MMASA also has a Facebook and Instagram page that they can also look. Mixed Martial Arts South Africa.
Phenomenal. Preggy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And to everyone listening, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to @HeadKickPod on all platforms. Kick him in the head. You know how we do. And once again, Preggy, you've been on the show a few times, so I think you know how we like to end our interviews.
Definitely. Kick him in the head.
Kick him in the head. That's right. Thank you so much, Preggy, and we will chat again soon. And I'll definitely be seeing you at the Nationals in Durban.
Thank you so much, and thank you guys for your support.
It's a pleasure. Cheers.
Cheers.